do the other eye, and hopefully the wing comes out the same. Well, you know, I'm human. Hey everyone, Queebo1207. Wanted to say hello. We're gonna do this look today. Didn't know where I was going when I started recording. I had actually envisioned a much more natural, lighter toned look, but with a very striking wing smoke. However, this is what turned out. I still had a lot of fun creating it. It is using Pat McGrath products. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me get in focus. Okay. It's using one of the new Pat McGrath palettes that I bought. Hopefully you guys like it, enjoy the video. I can zoom back out now. I swear I know what I'm doing. But anyways, yeah. Leave me a comment below if there's anything you guys feel I could change, improve on, or even, I don't know, if there's looks you want to see me recreate. Hit me up. We'll become friends. I don't know. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, all that branding jazz. Check me out on the interwebs. All the links are down below. And see you guys soon again. So, first things first, I'm going to, as usual, start with my eye makeup. So I'm starting with my eye primer. I use Urban Decay Primer Potion. If there are any other primers out there, though, that any of you have tried, excuse me, that any of you have tried that you also like for whatever reason, let me know in the comments. I am open to trying new things. I mean, Urban Decay, the UDPP's never failed me wrong. Hasn't done me wrong yet. So that's why I still use it. But I am open to trying new things. I think the only eye primer I'm kind of like on trying is Louise. It just looks very thick to me for a primer. So I think that's kind of what turns me off the most to it. However, if there are other primers out there that you have used, please let me know. Let me know why you like them. And if you've tried UDPP, let me know why you like them, why you might like that primer more versus UDPP. I already did my brows before starting, just to again get the frame for my face. I just filled them in, or set them with Tarte Cosmetics brow gel, and filled them in with Precisely My Brow from Benefit Cosmetics. Hashtag not sponsored, everything I purchased. Primer's on. So I've been racking my brain, like trying to figure out a look. And I'm like, you know what? Why do you gotta do something colorful and fancy? Just, who says you gotta be all flash and dash all the time? Just do a plain ass look if you really feel like it. How often do you get told that people want to see how you do this, that, or the other thing? And I don't know, just do it. So I'm gonna just do it. We're still playing with Pat McGrath products because there's still a lot of products that I haven't really gotten the chance to play with. I played with the Decadence palette already, just with a couple shades in it. Recorded that video, so if you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description to it. But today, in this video, today is May 17th, Sunday, by the way. Today's video, we're going to work with the Midnight 6 palette. Mothership VI Midnight Sun. That palette, this palette. It's got a couple of neutral shades over here. Neutral shades, a couple of pops of color. And then I think the highlight colors for this palette, probably these four right here. Mostly these bottom two, maybe this one. I don't know. I haven't really played with it yet, but that's what today's for. I'm going to remember to do my transition shade today. You know what? I'm just gonna use the color that I tried to use in my last video, but now that I know how dark it applies, or how, not how dark it applies, what's the words I'm looking for? Now that I know the color payoff of it, I know to go easy-handed. I'm trying to find the right brush I want to start with for my transition placement. We'll just go with this. It's a Sigma, it says it's a Sigma E25 blending brush. And the color I'm going to use for my transition is Taboo. And again, just slightly. Just slightly. What I've also done to use for a transition shade is just use my contour powder. And just applied it with a lighter hand. Because my contour powder also isn't like 5 shades darker than my skin tone. It's just a little bit darker. Okay, so here you can see how I usually try to define my crease or my eye area. Yeah, this this is a lot better than the last time I tried to use this color as a transition. And just like I do with most of my eyeshadows, because I want the outer corner of my eye to appear to have more depth, when I start with my application color, even with my transition shades, I'll always start in the outer corner and then blend in with what I have. If I need more product, I'll pick up some more, but with this, as we learned in the last video with this color, a little bit goes a very long way. So as you saw with this eye too, a little bit goes a very long way. And I'm just using circular motions too while I'm trying to blend. Sometimes I windshield wipe, depending on, actually here's what it is. It's not necessarily that I windshield wipe, it's that as I'm going in a circular motion, I might only be blending on one part of the circle. So for example, I'm going circular inward this way, but the brush has more pressure at the top of the circle than it does at the bottom. If that makes sense. So it's more like dragging the color, sweeping back, dragging the color, sweeping back. If that makes sense with that, with that sort of pressure. I'm gonna do this with my eye area to kind of overemphasize, but I'm dragging the color, sweeping back, dragging the color, sweeping back. Yeah. Much better than last time. Okay, I think the next thing I want to do, I kind of want to smoke out, like kind of line and then smoke out this line a bit, like a winged smoky sort of thing. We'll figure it out. But the brush I'm using, it's the flat definer, E15 flat definer brush. Looks like that. It's very, very flat. Top of it is very, very flat. Absolutely flat. And the color I'm going to use right now is called Extreme Dusk. I'm going to take it along my lash line, kind of like I'm going to start lining my lash line. Actually, I will be taking along my lash line just to pretty much start lining my lash line. And when I do this kind of style, I don't always like to go all the way in when I line. Usually what I like to do is take it in three-quarters of the way about. Just when I do this type of look. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just doing something wingy. So we have this wing here that we made with extreme dusk and this flat definer brush. But now what I want to do is I want to keep this line, this outer line here, still sharp. I'm trying to make sure I have my angle right. But then I want to smoke up. I want to smoke up some of extreme dust. Just smoke it up into my lid area. Okay, now I'm gonna grab a little bit more just to kind of help with the blending a bit. I'm still using the same flat definer brush. You can change out to a different brush type if you want. Might actually be better, but at the same time, I'm one of those people that's like, well, I still might have product on here. I can use it. It's almost kind of like I made a triangle from, it started from where the middle of my iris is. That's where one corner is. Then the other corner is out here at the end of my lash line. And then the other corner extends out from the end of my lash line up towards my eyebrow. And then it just all kind of meets. I'm going to go back to the E25 brush that we first used for the transition shade. I'm just trying to soften this up a little bit more, but just on where it's on my lid, not actually out here in this outer wing here. I still want to try and leave that as sharp as possible. If you are someone who uses tape, would be one of those perfect examples or perfect times for utilizing tape like that. And I'm not using circular motions with trying to blend this one. With this color, I'm really more so just kind of putting the brush where the darker color is, where extreme dusk is, and then dragging in. So no circular motion, just short, straight motions to make extreme dusk blend in to the areas where I want it to blend in. Okay, do the other eye, and hopefully the wing comes out the same. Well, you know, I'm human. I'm human, and this is also what I kind of use concealer for. So now, I'm going to take a bit more of Taboo E25 blender brush again, and I'm just going to try and pull it through my crease area more now, connecting where the wing is, just to deepen it up a bit more. Deepen up my crease a bit more, that is. And I am kind of pulling what I have on my eyelid of extreme dusk. I'm just kind of, where those two colors meet, I'm blending it, but also still making sure to keep this line here. And it's like I'm tugging at extreme dusk, tug, and then circular across. Tug, up, Circular, circular, circular. Tug, tug, tug. Up. Circular, circular, circular. Okay, now I want to take the small tapered blending brush, the E45 from Sigma. In the color, I'm picking up some Vermilion Venom. This color picks up, all of these colors pick up so easily. I'm just gonna use it to, I don't know. We'll see what it does in the crease here. For this part here, I basically use the taper blending brush to kind of carve out my lid and my crease, where I would define my crease. You'll notice I'm looking straight on into the mirror too, because I wanted to carve out as close to my eye shape as possible without altering the shape and how it would look if I were looking in a different direction, if that makes sense. Then once I got the basic shape, then that's when I went through with the brush and added a bit more product to kind of deepen the color a bit. Once I had the general location of where I wanted the color placed, I then used the same brush, the tapered blending brush, to start blending Vermilion Venom upwards towards my brow bone. This part, for some reason, took a lot of concentration on my part, which is why during the recording I ended up not doing a lot of talking because I was focusing so hard on the look. But I guess that's a good sign of good concentration. Sure, we'll go with that. I like how I'm like, oh, I don't need anything that looks all extravagant or anything like that, and then here I am playing with a tapered blending brush with minute precision. Okay, I'm just gonna take a bit more of Taboo and blend it up on top of, towards the top of where I started outwardly blending Vermilion Venom, just to help make this transition a bit smoother still. All right, here we are so far. Not too bad. I think relatively even and equal. Now, do we go bronzy or do we go goldish? That's the question. Suppose I'm wearing a red top and we put the red on. Let's go sort of, let's do the coppery one. I'm gonna apply this with my pinky. The coppery color for reference is Blood Moon 005. This one. This would be a really good Halloween look. Or fall. And this is dry too. There's nothing else on my fingers or anything. All I did was just kind of rub my finger on the powder almost like I'm doing a swatch. And then you just press it on your lid. It transfers really easily, really opaquely. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And now, this is why I do my foundation afterwards. Oh, this fallout. Alright, so I already got some underneath this eye over here on this corner, so we're just gonna go ahead and also apply this to my under my lid as well. I have big fingers though, so I'm going to use this short shader brush, and I'm just going to dab it into, just straight into the color, and basically I want to mimic the same opaqueness without it looking like it was dusted on. I'm gonna take the small tapered blending brush, E45, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of the vermilion venom, the reddish tone again, and just reapply it in through my crease again. I'm not going for a cut crease look. I'm just trying to help make sure I keep that definition in my crease. In my fake crease. In my brow bone, I guess you could say. Under my brow bone, because this is my brow bone. You know what? I'm even going to take a little bit of extreme dust, but I'm just going to work it in, starting from where the wing is, where we built that wing, and then just right at the bottom of the crease area. So it's almost kind of like I'm making a very sharp-edged U, but sideways in my lid over here. Okay. Now I have another shader brush now. That's like it's the short shader. It's the E20. But I have a separate one. I'm dipping it like I'm dipping it in the liquid. I'm grabbing a little bit of extreme dusk on it, on the end of it, and we're just gonna kind of finish out this under eye area here, lining it out. And then I'm going to take a bit of the vermilion venom, and where I stopped with extreme dusk, where it looks like it's kind of meeting up with the blood moon glitter or blood moon gorgeousness, I'm taking the vermilion venom and kind of using that as like my blender between the two. Let me take the transition brush again, and then I'm going to take Taboo, and I'm just going to blend Taboo just a little bit higher now. But then also still making sure to keep it blended in with the vermilion venom, because you don't want to lose that gradient shift. I'm gonna go do my foundation, and we'll come back. And we're back! I feel like I zoomed in. But anyways, for reference, I'll go over what I put on my face. So I have Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation, Bobbi Brown color corrector, Bobbi Brown color corrector in Bisque. I have that underneath my eyes, like in the inner corners. Laura Mercier setting powder, translucent setting powder. For my contour, I'm using Makeup Forever contour they're blush and contour shades. The color is 116 S112 I don't know. It'll be on Instagram. NARS blush in Deep Throat, and for the highlight, I used the Pat McGrath balm from the Beauty Balm Duo, and then on top of that I put a mix of iridescent pink and the fine gold from her highlight duo, or from her highlight trio palette. And I think that's everything on my face. That is everything on my face. So let me finish up my eyes now for my liner. Since it's a smokier look, I'm just going to use the Pat McGrath Fetish Eyes Permagel liner. I'm kind of only lining in as thick as, or as far as I went when I first went in. When we made that triangle with Extreme Dusk from the palette, I'm only going in about as that far. And then now I'm going to take a smudger brush, if I can find one, short shader. And for my smudger brush, I'm using my trusty handy dandy MAC. The numbers rubbed off of it. The 219 pencil brush. It's a brush that's been around for forever. Oh, I should have done this before I did my makeup. Oh well. Yeah, just like that. I highly recommend doing this step before you do your foundation, just to avoid any fallout falling off of your lid onto your done face. I don't know why I didn't think of that beforehand. Oh well. I'm also going to line my waterline. Both waterlines, my upper and my lower. This step is optional. I like the way it looks on my eyes, but I know this doesn't suit everybody. I feel like I need something in the inner corner. What do I need for an inner corner highlight? I'm gonna use Astral Solstice. This color right here. So we'll see how it blends in. I am going to use the 231 from MAC. I'm just going to use this to apply a little bit of Astral Solstice to my inner corner. If you have smaller fingers, you can probably get away with using your fingers, but I have bigger fingers that do not allow me that sort of accuracy in tight places. Wow, this actually goes really well with it, I feel like. Should have put this on before my foundation too. Oh well. Yeah, because look at all this sparkle I have down now on the rest of my face. Oh well. So do your highlight before then too. And then for brow highlight, we're going to use Skin Show Moon Glow. And for this, I'm just going to use my handy dandy face blender, Face Secrets brush that I have used for years. You can look in my old ass videos, and it was still the same brush I was using for my highlight back then too. It's probably not the most precise because it is a wider brush, but at the same time, I don't know. Old habits die hard, I guess. mascara, and then lips, and then we're done. For the lips, I'm gonna do, it says Flush 6. It's from the Lust gloss line that she has. This one I got in the Sunset Trio. If you saw me open it in my last video, it was the third darkest. It was the darkest of the 3 shades that came in the Sunset Seduction Trio. And this is actually a really beautiful color. All right. I don't know. I guess this is it. This is it, boys. So, lessons learned. Finish all your eye makeup before you do your face when working with Pat McGrath stuff, especially if it contains sparkles. So that was lesson number 1 that was learned. Should have been learned at the last video, but that's okay. Because as you can see now, I have all of this sparkle all over here that fell from when I put in my highlight, my inner corner highlight, after I'd already finished my foundation. So, learn from my mistakes so you don't have to. But yeah, I actually kind of really like this look. Didn't see doing this at all. Actually really wanted to go for a much softer look that was really just with a smoky wing, but this is still pretty all the same, I think. Hopefully you guys like it. But that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye. This blood moon color is way too gorgeous. Woo! It's so sparkly. It's very distracting. I keep catching myself just sitting here staring at the color in the mirror and not progressing forward with my makeup.